reality is when you talk about businesses, too many small mom and pops are being left out.
So in today's video, I'm going to be featuring only my followers' small businesses.
Order online, get takeout, get delivery. If you can eat out, whatever you can do to support, please support.
If you remember in the early stages of the pandemic, obviously there was a lot of chaos happening in Toronto and Ontario and Canada specifically. There was quite a bit of fear and the impact it was having on business, specifically small business, was really being felt. Something that people forget about when they shop local is that their property value is actually tied to those local businesses. If you happen to live in a community that has a high street, within walking distance of local artisan shops and small businesses mixed amongst larger retail stores or chains, generally speaking, it has a direct effect on your property value.
We're totally worried. Some of our favorite places like Kennel Cafe, we saw that on their windows this morning and we thought that they were gone.
So part of the challenge is you have this critical moment where literally businesses are going to have to close their doors permanently if a behavioral change doesn't occur, coupled with a customer or a target that believes they don't need to change their behavior because they support the cause you are trying to raise attention to. Working off this insight that without people buying local this season, their neighborhoods would actually be changed forever, we got to work. And we started thinking to ourselves, we can't follow the traditional path here. We can't just go out and purchase billboard space. Part of what we do is we like to think small because we feel like by staying small and acting upon that creatively, you actually end up with bigger ideas that ripple further. So you put all that in a blender, and we came up with what we called the Not for Lease campaign. And the idea was to illustrate to the neighborhoods and to illustrate literally to the country, to every high street that exists in every neighborhood across Canada, the impact of not shopping local. We decided to cover all the stores with for lease signs.
Those behind the campaign hope that this encourages people to shop local wherever they are.
And we did it in a overnight, I guess it was about an 8.5 hour period. So the neighborhood went to sleep. We were coordinated with all of the business owners throughout the Roncesvalles neighborhood. That whole community got together, and overnight we covered every storefront with for lease signs. We had a coordinated effort that was planned kind of in the middle of the day, where the store owners would come out and pull down those signs that say for lease to reveal posters that were made that had headlines like our love is not for lease, Amazon will never be for lease. It started a national conversation on high streets. In fact, we were contacted by numerous BIAs across the country, and it rallied a bunch of these business improvement associations to do their own campaigns to try and motivate more and more people to shop local.
The idea was that we were going to kind of remake 3 traditional Brothers Grimm fairy tales and turn them into kind of modern day, really kind of up-to-date stories that featured Black protagonists.
One was called Zell Let Your Hair Out, which was a remake of Rapunzel, which was the hero book. The second book was Jackson and the Hairstall, which was a remake of Jack and the Beanstalk. And then the final book was The Puppet Who Wanted Hair, and that was a remake of Pinocchio.
And we actually turned our kind of hero book, which was the Rapunzel remake, which was called Zell Let Out Your Hair, into a kind of animated feature film as well. We also collaborated with a bunch of other really incredible influencers who took books and read them to their children during story time. We had just regular everyday people who were just kind of buying the books off the shelves and then just enjoying them with their families, just posting about their experiences of reading those books together at bedtime.